So let me walk you through here one document I like to use with me. I call it a document. It's really just a notepad file here because there's a few things that I recommend you do ahead of time as you come to actually put your funnel together inside of WarriorPlus. The first one's going to be a product image that you should use. I'll give you a couple of templates that are really helpful to go and get started with. The next thing is obviously the name of your offer and the name of your product, as well as a description, and then what's called an offer ad. Now you're able to create an ad inside of WarriorPlus as you're designing your offer. I'm going to be totally honest with you though, I have no idea where that ad shows up. I'm not sure how you even get to activate the ad, but you have the option to fill it in. It says it appears in various places on the website, so I just go ahead and fill it out anyway, and that's something else that you'll need to have done ahead of time. Now full disclosure, I do use AI based on like explaining what the video is and what the offer is and what it is that I'm doing to come up with some of these ideas, but in my particular case for this example, mine kind of writes itself. Basically the idea of my overall offer, the thing that I'm giving away, is showing you how to write a book in 60 minutes. So that kind of comes up with a name for itself. I don't need to come up with any sort of fancy name here, but one thing I would really recommend for you is that if you're following along and you're putting together your own offer inside of WarriorPlus, once you publish that offer for the first time and once it hits the marketplace, you cannot go and change the name after that. You actually have to submit a request through a support ticket to go and change the name. It's a real big pain in the ass, so I don't recommend that you do that. One thing that you should definitely think about is the name of your offer. Not least of all because obviously it's the name of your offer, it's what you're going to refer to your offer as, but more important than that, one of the traffic strategies that we're going to look at later in the bootcamp is going to leverage a few different marketplace ads that you can actually run for a very low cost to get lots and lots of impressions in front of WarriorPlus buyers. And what's going to show up as your ad is going to be the name of your offer. And at that point, you can't go and edit it. So make sure that the name of your offer both tells people what your actual product is. Obviously, it should have a good name anyway, but also it should be somewhat catchy enough, or it should have some sort of an appeal or some sort of a hook to it that makes people curious to want to know more. And if I have a product called Write a Book in 60 Minutes, that's kind of a big claim. It's kind of curiosity inducing. It's also a good name for what it is that I'm actually giving away. So it kind of hits all those marks. I don't want to have a name here that might be a good name for the product, but doesn't really mean anything and is kind of confusing and doesn't really tell anyone what that product is going to be about. Try to avoid those names. You'll see how that becomes more relevant in a second here. And like I said, the product image up here, one thing that I recommend you do is head over to Canva. I actually have a paid Canva account, but you can set up a free account over here. Come over here to their template section and choose Instagram posts. And then under here, under format, choose square posts right here. And this is basically going to give you a whole bunch of different Instagram posts. Find one that you like, that's kind of relevant, that you can edit really quickly to kind of fit what your offer is. And when you do, you'll end up with your product image. So the really simple way to do this, like I said, is an Instagram post template inside of Canva. And this is now going to be kind of the little image that shows up through the checkout process when someone's going to actually sign up to either buy my product for $1 or they sign up to get it for free. They are going to see this image. It just kind of helps to have a nice little extra touch of class in there. And like I said, with a Canva template, it's free and simple to do. And it really only takes, this took like 60 seconds to go and edit this template. Really, really simple to do and totally fits with what my offer is. So now that we've kind of dotted our I's and crossed our T's, let's actually jump in and start putting together this offer. To do that, you're going to come over here to your vendor tab inside of WarriorPlus, and you're going to first of all create a new product. When you're here on the product screen, you're going to choose to click on this green button here that says new product, and this is where we're actually going to put together the product that people are going to download or have access to once they purchase it, or in my case, they're going to sign up to get it for free. So let me get out my little notepad document here. I'm just going to push this off screen and be able to clip everything from off screen and just drop it in here. So what's the name of the product? It's Write a Book in 60 Minutes. What's the product image? I'm going to go upload that image I just made in Canva. There we go, I've just uploaded that, and do make sure that the image is 125 by 125. If it's even 1 pixel off, it's going to say, no, you can't upload this. It has to be exactly that size. Then it comes down here to category. I don't really think there's a specific category for this sort of offer, so I'm just going to choose affiliate marketing. Keywords, I'm going to say write a book. Let's see if there's anything that comes up with that. There we go. Book selling. I don't know, let's see if that comes up with anything. Again, mine is kind of niche. It's very specific, this idea of writing a book in 60 minutes. So there's no real keywords I can think of off the top of my head. And then the content type is going to be a video, since that's specifically what I'm giving away. But if you're giving away a download or a membership, choose whatever might be relevant for whatever your actual offer might be. Now, I'm not choosing to run a webinar, so I'm going to leave this off. This is also not a share product, so I'm going to leave this off. And then we have to put in our access over here. Now I'm going to come over to my ClickFunnels account. This is where I built in these pages. and this is actually going to be the download page. So I already showed you this in this previous video. Let me pop it open here for you one more time. This is where we're going to have the actual replay of this entire workshop where I actually go and write the book in 60 minutes, and then we have the transition down here to the soft pitch over to Steve's main product. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this URL. Now, I'm not going to use this actual URL. This is myplayeredge.com. This is for a specific affiliate account in the gambling niche. I have actually purchased, well, I didn't purchase, I got gifted a free domain name, and I'm trying to set it up in my ClickFunnels account, but it's taking a little bit longer than usual. So just for this demo, I'm going to be using this dummy domain that I've set up just so that I can have the pages live, but this is actually going to change in the future. So we'll go back over here. Here's the access URL. So this is basically, this is where traffic should go in order to access the product that I'm giving them. So they're signing up for it on my sales page, and this is where they actually go to get that product. But again, ignore the domain because that's going to change in the future anyway. Now, I'm not actually giving them a file to download. They just have to go to this page, so I'm not going to choose anything here for download file. For admin access, you have to fill in something here. I'm just going to say watch the video. There is no members area. It's not really going to be too relevant for us because we're not trying to get deal of the day with this offer or anything, but you do have to put something into this box here. Then we have the licensing. So what sort of license comes with this offer? It's just for personal use. I'm not giving away any PLR or anything like that. If I have any additional terms for the license, again, this is going to depend on your specific offer, but in my case, I'm not giving away any extra rights or anything like that, so I'm going to leave that blank. The refund period, well, I'm giving away mine for free, so I don't have a refund period. But if you're going to sell your product for $1, you might want to consider how long of a refund period you want to give. Now, the standard is 30 days, but realistically, since it's only a $1 product, I think you're probably fine doing 14 days. But definitely, if you are selling a product, instead of giving one away for free, I really recommend that you do have some sort of refund period on there. However, that's not applicable for me in this case. And I'm actually going to scroll down a little bit further because down here where it says sale type, the default is going to be buy now or single payment. So this is where someone makes one-time payment and gets access to your content. This is what you're going to choose if you don't have this option here. So choose on this drop down here where it says sale type. If you do not have the option for free product like I do, then you're going to choose buy now or single payment. So for free product, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this as free, and the regular price, if it's not free, would be about $17. You choose the value that you want, but if you don't have the option for free product, choose buy now, and then your regular price would be whatever you would normally value that particular bonus at, whether it's 17 bucks or 27 bucks, whatever it might be, and then you're giving it away for $1. You're selling it for just $1. So that's how you configure the pricing here. I just wanted to mention that because I'm going to go back up here and talk a little bit more about the idea of your refund period. So like I said, if you're selling it for $1, if you don't have the option to give it away for free, I recommend doing 30 days since it's the standard, but 14 days is generally kind of the shortest that I would recommend going with. If you have any specific terms and conditions around the refund that you're offering, put them in here, but do keep in mind, the goal from this offer is not to make money. The goal is to get people onto your list, so don't, have some weird special way they need to go and request a refund or anything like that. You'll also need to go in here and put together your support email address. This is obviously the email that people are going to send an email to if they need support or help with the product. If you have some sort of help desk software, you could put in the URL here, but support email is generally a good default for everybody. And then we want to choose our disclosures here. So is the product, when you eventually create this product right now, is it going to be open and available for sale right away, or is it going to be closed and unavailable? Since I'm actually going to be going and changing the domain and things, I'm actually going to choose closed/unavailable, but if you're doing this and you have all your domains and everything else is set up correctly, you can choose open or available for sale, but I'm going to choose closed in this case. Then we have ownership, so I'm the original creator or I have a non-exclusive license. You want to choose the right ownership for what your bonus is. So depending if it's something that you've created yourself out of your own mind and your own experience, then obviously you are the original creator. If you're including stuff that maybe you have certain rights to or certain PLR access to, then you should go ahead and choose that you have a non-exclusive license to distribute that product. And maybe if you're doing a bundle where you've got a little bit of both in there, I would usually just say that I'm the original creator, because as long as you have your licenses, you're okay anyway. And then we have the AI disclosure. So is this product using AI? Does it contain any AI? In my case, no, it doesn't contain any AI, man, that's hard to say, any artificial intelligence. It's literally just me in a video talking about how to use this software. So I'm going to say it does not contain any AI content. That's really hard to say. And then I'm going to say that I certify I have the legal right to sell or distribute this product. Again, only put together things into your bonuses that you have the rights to go and use. That should kind of go without saying. I'm going to choose free product here for this section because I've already talked about this. If you don't have free product as an option, choose buy now or single payment. Now, if you have been a member of WarriorPlus for a long time, maybe several years, and maybe you've been an affiliate, and maybe you've even sold a couple of products here and there, one thing you can do is head down to the bottom here, go over to help and support, and request a ticket to ask for you to be able to list free products in the marketplace. I've heard of people sending in that message. As long as they actually do have a seasoned account that's been around for a while and doesn't have any slashes against it, then I would recommend that you go ahead and ask, because there's no harm in asking. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave the regular price of 17 bucks. I'm going to put the sale price as free, since obviously it's a free product. I'm not going to limit any sales right here. I also recommend, if you are charging for $1, you do not collect any of this information. Make sure you leave these off. It's just going to create extra friction in the checkout process, and you're probably going to lose sales because of it. So make sure you leave these off unless you really, really need them, but I can't imagine why you would. And then if you have any other products here you want to choose the cancellation for any billing of, that's probably not relevant. Just go ahead and don't select anything here. And then for your affiliate program, have no affiliate program. Even though you're selling this for $1 and it might be great to get a bunch of affiliates to go and sell this for you, that's just not going to happen because you're not putting together a full launch or anything. So just choose no affiliate program, 0%, and that's it. Then you have down here the email or webinar integration. So when someone actually buys your course for $1, or in my case, when they sign up for free, they're going to be added to a list. So now you need to go and choose which list it's going to be. So I'm going to choose new connection here. I'm going to choose my service, which is Drip. That's my email providing service. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose which list or which group I want to add them to. So I'm going to choose select a list here, and I'm trying to find my book in 60 minutes. There it is. And then the tag here, I can choose to add a tag to their account once they get added into my autoresponder. I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's really necessary in this case. Actually, I will put book in 60 minutes WarriorPlus. There we go. Just so that I can find them if I need to inside of my autoresponder with that tag. I'm now going to click on save, and now that that's been added, I can now click save here. And it seems like, oh, we got one thing missing here. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to just put in my email address like this for now. And we'll just leave that as is. And now I can click on save. Oh, the refund period. Well, it's a free product, so it shouldn't really have a refund period, but I will enter 30 in there. And now we should have this product set up. There we go. Your changes have been saved. I just noticed that my image is gone for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and add that again one more time. There we go. For some reason, it wasn't added in there, but now the image is added in. We can see the pricing is listed up here as free, no payment required. Again, that's specific to me. If you want to sell this for $1, your price is going to say $1 up here. The next thing we're going to do is take this product that we've just created, and now we're going to turn it into an offer that we can list inside the WarriorPlus marketplace. So now that we put together the product, we got to put together the offer. So come here under the vendor tab and choose offers. You're going to be on this page. If you don't have any offers listed, it's probably going to say create your first offer, but I have a few listed here. No stats for today, unfortunately. But we're going to come over here to new offer. And this is where we're actually going to take that product that we just built inside of WarriorPlus, and now we're going to create an offer that we can go and list inside of the WarriorPlus marketplace. So the first thing we need is a title for the offer. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. It's going to be the exact same as my product. This is the actual title here that you cannot go and change. So after your offer is published in the marketplace, you cannot go and change this without creating a ticket. So make sure that the name you choose for your offer is something that actually represents what your offer is, but also isn't just kind of some weird made-up abstract name that doesn't mean anything to anybody. It needs to inspire some sort of curiosity in order to get people to want to click on this ad or to click on your offer when they say it listed in the marketplace. So keep that in mind. I've also just added in this image here, same image as before, write a book in 60 minutes. And now we have our description. I've got this off screen as well, just on that notepad document. So I'm going to copy this and paste it in here. Now our category, again, there's no real category specifically for this that I think is appropriate. So I'm just going to go with affiliate marketing, and then keywords, I'm going to go same as before, write a book. Not really great keywords or category for this specific offer, but that's what it is, unfortunately. Deal of the day eligible, you're going to leave this selected as off. You're not going to get enough traffic to get deal of the day anyway, unless you're choreographing some sort of product launch, but that's not really what this part of the boot camp is about, so I would just go ahead and leave this off anyway. And then you have to put in your sales page URL. So I'm going to come back over here to my ClickFunnels account, and I'm going to grab the URL of my actual sales page. Remember, I looked at this inside of our Facebook group before, in our previous video where I outlined the funnel pages I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Again, this is not going to be the official domain name, but as I mentioned in the first part of this video, this is just kind of a temporary placeholder while I wait for a few settings to configure at ClickFunnels. The pre-launch type, we're not having a pre-launch. And then down here we have our ad copy, so our headline and our description. This is over here, if you remember, outside of this document here, I have absolutely no idea where these ads apparently show up, but it's something that I'm still going to go ahead and write anyway. So I'm just going to take this and this, and now we're going to click on Create. And now we'll be able to go ahead and configure a few extra details here if they're necessary. Now down here it says affiliate program is set to off. That's because we don't want an affiliate program here at the moment, so I'm going to leave that set to off. There's no real extras that we need to configure. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here. Where it says show coupon field, if you want, you could go ahead and list your product for $1 and then give like a 50% off coupon, and then maybe you kind of advertise it that way. I'd say it's probably not necessary if you're selling your product for $1, but this is where the show coupon field would be. You can leave it on or off, that's entirely up to you. The checkout reminder, you can turn this off. I'm not sure why you'd want to, but you can turn it off there if you want. Basically, if someone adds this to their cart inside of WarriorPlus, you can see up here I've got 87 things in my shopping cart. After someone adds it to their cart but they don't buy it, they'll get a little reminder email if you leave this set to off. So if you want to make sure they get that email, leave this off. If you don't want them to receive an email, then turn it on. Kind of a weird thing, but that's just how it works. And then the checkout banner here is going to be the vendor image. I think you can also choose the offer specific image, and then actually, there you go, you can upload a 350 by 80 banner. Not really necessary. I think the vendor image is fine. If you don't have something listed here, you can actually go and upload one. But yeah, there's really not much else that we need to do here. I'm going to click on create at this point, and now it's going to say that we need to go and configure our product. So what we're going to do is choose a product that we want to add into this offer. So we've made the offer called Booking 60 Minutes. Now that product that we made in the first part of this video, we now have to add it as a product within that offer. So I'm going to come over here to the product list, and this is my available products, and I'm going to find write a book in 60 minutes. It should be towards the bottom. There it is. Write a book in 60 minutes. There's no upsell page. I think it's actually a great idea to include an upsell after someone buys your product, either for $1 or they sign up to get it for free. And I do have a great idea for an upsell to fit this, but I haven't produced it yet. It's not written yet. It's not created yet. So I'm just going to leave it absent for now. But ideally, it'd be nice to have an upsell product here. I'm choosing no affiliate program here as well. So I'm going to just go ahead and click save. And now there we go, we have our main offer page set up here. If we had an upsell, we could create a new page and put it in here and put in the URL of the sales page and start configuring that. But again, it's just not something necessary at the moment. So this offer is not yet active. In order to use this offer, you must first activate it and set the start date. And your offer requires approval before it can be shown in the marketplace. When your offer is ready for review, submit a request. Before we can do either of these things, activate the offer and submit it for approval, we first of all need to add our WarriorPlus button, the actual payment button that someone needs to click. That needs to be on our page. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on the Get Code button right here. And this is going to give us a little button code that we can go and edit as we need to. So this is just going to take a second here to load up. And then we're going to choose whatever you want to go with. So I'm going to go with the clean style here. For some reason, it's not generating an image of the button, which is kind of weird. Let me try that one more time. Click on Get Code, and there should be a button here that populates, which for some reason doesn't seem to be. Alright, really weird. I'm not sure why the button isn't showing up, but it's not for one reason or another. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you the settings that I normally use anyway. Under Style, I like to leave it as clean. The transparent background is something I prefer. And then the text on the button, I usually always go with Add to Cart. You could choose Buy Now, you could choose Free Download. I'm just going to choose Add to Cart since it's going to be free anyway. And then we just need to take this button code here. I'm just going to copy this to my clipboard. I'm going to open up this Word document one more time, this Notepad document. I'm going to drop it in here. And this is going to be something that we add on to our sales page. So let me take you over the shoulder here. We're going to go onto the front end page. So this is the little squeeze page that I'm using to give away the offer. I'm going to come over here to edit my page. Now again, this is going to be more specifically to like ClickFunnels, but the process is pretty much going to be the same for whatever your page builder might be. Come over here to Elements. Put in this little custom JavaScript HTML in here. Open this up. Open code editor. I'm just going to drop my code in here. Now again, this is going to be slightly different depending on what your page builder is, but this is how you do it in ClickFunnels, or at least the old version of ClickFunnels. I don't even think they sell this version anymore. Let me pop this open and see if it works. Yeah, the image is not populating for the button, which is a really, really strange thing. I've never seen that happen before. My guess is this is a temporary WarriorPlus issue. The website seems to be going really slow at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave this as is. I may need to change it in future if it doesn't correct itself, but I'm sure if there are technical problems at WarriorPlus, they'll get them figured out pretty quickly. There we go. Now that you can see the button here, regular price $17, today's price $0, add to cart. So when this button loads up, if we come back over here, let's refresh this. Maybe it loads up now. There we go. There's our add to cart. So now you can see this is exactly how this page is going to look. We have our pre-head at the top, our headline, our little hero quote, a few little bullets here just kind of explaining what it is they're getting, and then add to cart today, $0. So we also have the trust element of having the actual Warrior Plus button on the page. You do need to have that button on your page at least once. Even if you have a really long sales page, you have to have the default Warrior Plus button like this on there at least once. So heading back over here to Warrior Plus, I don't need to grab anything else. I can literally just go and close this off now. I've gone ahead and added the button to my page. At this point, I would click on Activate Offer, and at that point, it actually becomes active. It can be used, people can buy it and sell it, but it's not going to show up anywhere because it's not going to appear in the marketplace until we go and submit a request that needs to be put through right here. I just remembered one extra thing actually I forgot to do. If I come back over here to the Get Code button, which is where we got our button code earlier. If I come over here to sales page disclaimer, I can go ahead and copy this. This also needs to go onto our sales page. I usually put it down here towards the bottom. I'm actually just going to go and grab another CSS file or custom JavaScript file here. I'm going to go and push this down like this, and I'm literally just going to go and drop that in there like that. Hit save, hit preview, and you'll see this is basically just a little disclaimer that goes at the bottom of the screen for Warrior Plus. Should see it down here. Warrior Plus is used to help manage the sale of products on a site, yada yada yada. You have to have that disclaimer there on that page. I apologize for not showing that in the first place. And that's it. Now that you have your sales page disclaimer on there, you have the funnel linked up correctly, you can then go ahead and submit your request for it to be approved in the marketplace. Now that can generally take anywhere from about 2 to 3 days depending on how busy things are. Everything is manually verified. They will go and take a look at what your bonus is and make sure you're actually giving out the right product. But basically it can take 2 or 3 days, and at that point you have an offer that's available inside the marketplace and it can actually be bought at that moment. Like I said before, I'm not going to hit those buttons just yet because I do want to get that domain name issue fixed, but once that is done, I will click on the button here to activate. I will then go ahead and submit the request, and I won't change anything else. I've showed you everything over the shoulder up until this point. Tomorrow, we're going to be getting into day 3, and we're not quite done with this strategy yet because there's one really important thing that I have to do left. Do you know what it is? I want to know if you think you know what it is. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you think the big final thing that I have to do is before I start really pushing traffic over and into this offer. Let me know down in the comments. I'm excited to see what you come up with, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in day 3 of our bootcamp. See you then.